Welcome, everyone. Welcome to our hearts and welcome to the sanctuary. I'm Vance Gardiner, and I'll be guiding you through the service this morning. So please join me in this opening affirmative prayer. So right here and right now, we recognize the living Spirit Almighty. And we know that this living Spirit Almighty expresses in, through, and as each and every one, through everyone in this sanctuary, through everyone joining us on the World Wide Web. Indeed, through everyone in all creation. So I know that this service this morning is a perfect emanation from the mind of this one. So I know everything is in place for a wonderful, joyous experience. And I know our speaker this morning, Carol, allows herself to be a clear and open channel for the expression of this one. So I know that every word she speaks expands our conscious awareness into a greater experience, a greater awareness of who we are and why we are here. So for this, I am truly thankful, and I know that everyone who participates is indeed truly blessed and is a blessing to everyone they meet, now and forevermore. So I just release these words to that Lord that makes it so, and know that it is so, and so it is. This morning, our inspirational reading is from the Sands of Mind magazine, and it's entitled, Alive, Awake, and Aware. And the epigraph says, we have to work as if everything depended on man, and pray as if everything depended on God. And this is written by Ernest Holmes. I am conscious that the life and the intelligence within me is some part of the universal spirit. Therefore, I know my mind is one with the infinite. Being one with the infinite mind, it is continuously guided and directed, and all my actions are controlled by spirit within me. I know exactly what to do in every situation. Every idea necessary to successful living is brought to my attention. The doorway to ever increasing opportunity for self-expression is open before me. I am continuously meeting new and larger experiences. Every day brings some greater good. Every day brings more blessing and greater self-expression. I am prospered in everything I do. An abundance of good is mine today. There is that within me that understands the truth, that completely accepts it, that remembers freedom, and expresses freedom, and anticipates freedom. There is that within me that is completely conscious of its unity with good, of its oneness with all the power there is, all the presence there is, and all the life there is. Upon this power, presence, and life, I depend with complete certainty. I have absolute inner assurance that divine intelligence guides me in everything I do. I know there is an inner presence in everyone and in everything. I know this presence responds to me. I know everyone is an incarnation of God and that the living spirit breathes through all. I realize that everything is alive, awake, and aware with spirit. And this is from How to Use the Sands of Mind. pages 57 to 58. And the affirmation for today is, my life is buoyant, vivacious, sparkling, free. We could just say that. My life is buoyant, vivacious, sparkling, free. And so it is. And that leads us into our praise song, Sweet Jamaica, and how sweet it is.
Sweet Jamaica, sweet
Please stand.
Jamaica, land of sunshine and wood and water, sweet Jamaica. Everywhere you go, you are very sure to see rivers, valleys, mountains, and all of them beauty. You can see the hand of God in sky and tree and sun. So be grateful to your Creator for sweet Jamaica, sweet Jamaica, sweet Jamaica, land of sunshine and wood and water, sweet Jamaica. If the skies are full of blue or if they're full of green, both are very beautiful in their special kind of way. For here is where the hand of God paints pictures for us all. Let's be grateful to our Creator for sweet Jamaica, sweet Jamaica, sweet Jamaica, land of sunshine and wood and water, sweet Jamaica. There are so many blessings that we really cannot count. God provides us everything from land and sea and mount. There really isn't any lack, and if we think right back, we should be grateful to our Creator for sweet Jamaica, sweet Jamaica, sweet Jamaica, land of sunshine and wood and water, sweet Jamaica, sweet Jamaica, sweet Jamaica, land of sunshine and wood and water, sweet Jamaica.
You may be seated. I will now light the candle for the youth and all the people of the world. I light this candle on behalf of all the youth of the world. And we bless them. We love them. We appreciate them. We see the Christ in you. And we share you as a shining light onto the world. And it is blessing you now. And so it is. And that also goes for everyone. And I'm going to ask you to stand and join me in the prayer of our center. The prayer of our center. The Temple of Light Center for Spiritual Living is a sacred field embodying our spiritual community from which the Christ, peace, love, and joy emanate to touch, to heal, to bless, to prosper, and to liberate anyone who comes into contact with it in any way. The light of the Christ illumines us, our center, and our environment. Our spiritual community is filled with and surrounded by the presence of God and is growing from strength to strength. The power of God expands our consciousness of truth, guiding us ceaselessly along the paths of wisdom, spiritual growth, unfoldment, and attainment. We are blessed, and to God be the honor and the glory forever. And so it is. And just remain standing for our mission song.
The temple of light, the temple of light, the temple of light. We are a people with a vision, one spirit on a mission, to touch, to heal, to bless, to prosper, to love and liberate anyone who comes into contact with us, anytime, night or day. The temple of light, the temple of light, the temple of light. We are a people with a vision, one spirit on a mission, to touch, to heal, to bless, to prosper, to love and liberate anyone who comes into contact with us, anytime, night or day.
As Reverend John always says, you may be seated. And now it's time for our announcements. Our flowers this morning were created by Mrs. Faye Kessler. They are an exquisite floral arrangement. Thank you, Faye. They are truly beautiful. Services. You are invited to spend a few quiet moments in the garden with Reverend John every Monday morning at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook Live. And please join us again on Facebook Live for a spiritual mind healing service on Tuesday, October 27th at 6 p.m. This week, practitioner Carol Campbell, who is our speaker this morning, you'll have the pleasure of hearing her again on Tuesday, as she will be the host of our spiritual mind healing service. On Sunday, November 1st, our speaker will be our pastor, Reverend John Scott. Services at the temple. Please remember to call our offices at 876-946-2230 if you are intended to attend our Sunday celebration in person. As you know, congregants attending must wear a face mask and observe the prescribed protocols. Please also remember to maintain physical distancing and to leave the premises as quickly as possible after the service. If you can't bless us with your presence on Sunday, you can still be with us in consciousness as services continue to be live streamed on Facebook. Invitation to new members. If you have been attending services regularly or online, you are invited to become a registered member of our spiritual community. The only prerequisite is your hunger and thirst after righteousness and your attendance at least one unit of Science of Mind classes. Classes begin this Tuesday, October 27th, with Principles of Successful Living from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Zoom, Eastern Standard Time on Zoom. The facilitator will be Reverend Michael Record. Beginning this Thursday, October 29, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., you can join Reverend John Scott here in the sanctuary for soulful connecting. And beginning this Thursday, Reverends Sonia Davidson and Ann Shand will be offering the series titled Wholeness from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Zoom. Classes for non-residents of Jamaica cost US $16 for non-members and $10 for members payable through PayPal on our Facebook page. For Jamaican residents who attend in person, classes cost $1,600 for non-members and $1,200 for members, payable at the office or to our savings account number 20941 at the Bank of Nova Scotia, Knoxford Boulevard. Please register by emailing or by calling the office at 876-946-2230. Summit 2020. Michael Bridge beautifully says, when our eyes see our hands doing the work of our hearts, the circle of creation is complete inside of us. The doors of our souls fly open, and love steps forth to heal everything inside. Our summit is a long cherished idea whose time has come. It is a vision of a community of kindred spirits coming together for a single purpose, to work towards increasing the vibration of love and the spirit of oneness within it, the wider community, and by extension, our world. Together, we will engage in conversation and spiritual fellowship and bond to strengthen our role as ambassadors of peace and instruments of healing in a world that works for everyone. You are a valuable unit within the whole. Please consider helping to defray the cost of Summit by contributing cash. No amount is too small or too large. We know that Spirit is ensuring that all requirements for this transformative event are met, and we thank you in advance for your consciousness of giving. Together, we can do great things. Our opening service will be this Friday, October 30th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you would like to be present here at the temple for the opening, please email us at templeoflight@cwjamaica.com. Everyone attending the opening ceremony, whether in person or online, is invited to wear white. And please download Zoom on your device before coming to temple. And remember to bring your earphones. So, at the peak, as together, we shape the future of our beloved Temple of Light. See you at the peak, as together, we shape the future of our beloved Temple of Light. Discovery. Join Reverend John Scott at 10:30 this morning on Facebook Live for Discovery. The topic will be the power of intention. Prayer support. We continue to respond with prayer to the challenges of this special time. Listen to an inspiring prayer by calling our prayer line 876-978-1167. And if you wish to speak in person with one of our ministers, they may be reached at 876-289-0907 from 8 a.m. to 12 midnight, Monday to Friday. You can also phone in your prayer requests into our office at 876-927-6145 or 876-946-2230. Or you can email us at templeoflight@cwjamaica.com. You may drop off your prayer requests, tithes, offering, and set appointments for practitioner assistance. If you feel moved to support our ministry of love and light, Your loving gifts may be transferred to our savings account number 20941, Bank of Nova Scotia, New Kingston branch. Viewers who join us on Facebook Live, please visit the Home tab on our Facebook page and you will find a link to our PayPal donate button in the top post. If you are worshiping with us in person, there's a basket on either side of the podium in which you can place your offerings as you exit the sanctuary. This concludes the announcements. Please join us in singing of the hymn, A Golden Day is Breaking, and it's found on page 3 of your program, or on the screen if you are watching us on Facebook Live. Please stand.
A golden dawn is breaking, the shades of night will flee, and sons of men are waking, the light of truth shall see. We hail its light with gladness, our hearts burst into song, for truth will conquer sadness and other very wrong. The golden day is dawning, and light of truth appears. The first bright ray of morning dispels our darkest fears. With peace and loving kindness, transforming every heart, the day of joy and gladness shall never more depart. The golden day advancing now sheds a wondrous light, and rays of truth enhancing make all things pure and bright. The sons of men beholding find greater goals to win, for now we see unfolding the light of God within.
Please be seated. It is now my great pleasure to present our speaker this morning. And I know she brings a message which is as beautiful as she is. She is extremely talented, an artist, practitioner, actress, singer, multifaceted, multi-talented. I give you practitioner Carol Campbell.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to the Temple of Light, Center for Spiritual Living, here in beautiful Jamaica, sweet Jamaica. We've been having some lovely cooling rains over the last few days, and everything is just lush and green. Welcome to everyone who is joining us on the World Wide Web, here in Jamaica, and wherever in the world you are. Welcome. This month, October, we have celebrated here in Jamaica Labor Day, National Heroes Day, and I like to think of October as our National Heritage Month. Through the awareness of the sacrifices that have brought us thus far, I think it's time that we recognize that while our past has shaped our present, so too does our present shape our future. We are not at the mercy of our history, good or bad as it may be perceived, but we do have a responsibility to align ourselves with the best of ourselves and standing on the shoulders of those who have set the stage, reach even higher to catch a glimpse of eternity and our role in it. And make no mistake, we each and everyone have a role to play. Why? Because we matter. You matter. And you matter. And you matter. Your imprint is impactful. Your essence lingers in the atmosphere. Hopefully, it's like sweet perfume. In the words of Marcus Mosiah Garvey, one of our national heroes, and I quote, "God and nature first made us what we are, and then out of our own created genius, we make ourselves what we want to be. Follow always that great law. Let the sky and God be our limit, and eternity our measurement." He also says, "The ends you serve that are selfish will take you no further than yourself. But the ends you serve that are for all in common will take you into eternity." And further, this hour, we are stretching forth our hands with a desire to teach the world the true principles of mercy and justice. End quote. So my question today is, at this moment in time, what are the true principles of mercy and justice for you? And just how have we been demonstrating this through our behavior and our interactions? Do you feel obliged to forward every joke that surfaces on the internet that pokes fun at whichever political candidate is now running for office? It's very tempting, isn't it? But does it serve the greater good? There is a Yoruba proverb which says, "The beginning of wisdom is knowing who you are." It's not enough to dream of a better circumstance. You create it by being part of the solution. But to do that, you have to know that there is that within you that is primed to establish truth and goodness in the midst of any situation. There's a hero at the heart of us. There's a genius in the mind of us. There is an indefatigable, undeniable spirit that is the soul of us. As young people say, be woke. Wake up and live. And incidentally, that is the title of my talk this morning. Wake up and live. What ideas are you awake to when you consider the twin pillars of mercy and justice? These are inseparable concepts. You know, we refer often to the purpose statement of International Centers for Spiritual Living, creating a world that works for everyone. The truth is, that's the big T truth, struggling thoughts produce struggling results. So if that's where the focus is, guess what? The experience is nothing more, nothing less than a perfect reflection of your dominant thought patterns. Thoughts generate feelings, which lead to actions, which are demonstrated as results. As Malcolm X said, he reminded us, anger can blind human vision. Hatred, resentment, anger, envy, these all short-circuit our good and hold back whatever progress is trying to make an appearance. So it makes sense then that if we want a new experience, we can't entertain old thought patterns. Let's face it, knowing the truth is quite irrelevant if you don't act on it. That's kind of silly, right? If mercy and justice are at the heart of the desire, then we must be merciful and just. Not your neighbor, not your family, not the government, but us. It is impossible to feel differently about a situation if we hang on to the old ideas, no matter how justifiable and satisfying that might seem. There is no justice if it does not include justice for all. How are you demonstrating kindness, unselfishness, and service to a higher purpose? Do you remember the parable of the wineskins in the Bible? It is recounted in the Gospels of Mark, Matthew, and Luke. In Matthew chapter 9, verse 17, it reads, "Neither do men put new wine into old bottles, else the bottles break, and the wine runneth out, and the bottles perish. But they put new wine into new bottles, and both are preserved." Parables are teaching stories that Jesus told in his day to awaken us to a recognition of higher possibilities, so that we could begin to see the good all around us and begin to experience what peace and harmony, love and goodwill could feel like. And it's all about feeling your way into the experience. The parable of the wineskins is about changing your mind, inputting new ideas, so we can live in a world that works for everyone. Anyone ever made wine? Wine is created from fruit or vegetables, not just grapes, and it goes through a fermentation process, which allows the sugar content to be converted to alcohol. Now, this process can be a stinky, unruly affair as the transformation is taking place. It bubbles and hisses as gases are released and the contents expand. This can burst the container if you're not careful. The wineskins that are referred to in Jesus' day were made from sheep's stomach, and the old stomachs were not flexible enough to withstand the transformation, and they would burst. Hence, you use new skins for new wine, as these are more accommodating to the process. And so it is with transformation that takes place in our own lives. It can be a messy business, made more so by resistance and inflexibility. Urban Seal, writing in his book Live to Learn, has this to say, and I quote, "Grant the creative power of your own thought, and you have with one fell swoop cut the ground from beneath all fears and anxieties, resentments and hates, and have at the same time established a basis for confidence and goodwill. You will feel buoyant and happy, confident and free." The parable continues to speak about trying to patch an old garment with new cloth, which is totally useless because the old cloth cannot sustain the new patch, and so it falls apart anyway. I invite you this week to take a closer look at those areas of your lives that are in need of some transformation, personally, or taking a look at the bigger picture. You know what they are. How are you approaching the process? With fear and trepidation, or with faith and a confident knowing that there is a power for good in the universe and you can use it? Are you trying desperately to patch that which has outlived its usefulness? Are you being open and receptive to new ways of thinking and being? Marcus Garvey has said, "Men who are in earnest are not afraid of consequences." In other words, if your heart is in the right place and your intentions are good, then there is nothing to fear. The whole energy of the infinite is supporting you, as it always has, through all the cycles of your life, whether you knew it or not. You're still here, aren't you? That should be proof enough. Say with me. I'll say it first. I am awake to my potential. And aware of the infinite possibilities awaiting my recognition. And aware of the infinite possibilities awaiting my recognition. Now, those of us who have been through any form of transformation, anybody here hasn't? You may have noticed that the need for transformation is usually preceded by a feeling of discontent, or maybe just dissatisfaction. Now, this, if it's not addressed, can quickly escalate to feelings of anger, guilt, hopelessness, depression, extreme anxiety, and even rage. And before you know it, you're sitting at the bottom of the rabbit hole, wondering how you got there and how the heck are you going to get out. But transformation cannot happen without participation, since nothing happens to you that doesn't happen through you. And that requires more than simply recognizing the need for change. It is to have a clear image and purposeful determination towards a particular outcome. We must lose all thought of doubt or fear and permit a new pattern to surface, to come into view. Rest assured, if the time was not right for change, you would be quite happy and satisfied in the discontent. Think about that. You can think expansive thoughts before you have expansive results, though. And know that the minute you acknowledge that there is power you can use, you are powerfully magnetized to draw into your experience all that is required to live free of all conflict and anxiety. That goal is sure to be attained by all who feel and know this indwelling power and presence. Say with me, I am backed by unlimited power. All seeming obstacles to the expression of my heart's desire are now dissolved. Did you know that the opposite of depression is expression? If you're holding it in or holding on to something or someone, you're denying the expression of the desired good. And that is sitting in the wings, waiting on the entrance queue. Life is a journey of revelation, more so than discovery. As little by little, the light of awareness dawns in consciousness, more and more of the real you is revealed. You know, much as I keep saying that I'm not a morning person, my favorite time of day is waking up pre-dawn to birdsong and soft organza skies, hinting at rose tints and streaks of apricot playing off trees still in silhouette. As the light increases, shapes of individual trees emerge from the shadows, and each is recognized as its true nature. Then the familiar baby blue skies unfold, heralding a new day, each new moment overflowing with possibility and opportunities for expression. This expression is amplified through the recognition that our created genius is our true self, and all our experiences are merely reflections of the degree of our acceptance of this identification with divine presence. I'm going to say that again. This expression is amplified through the recognition that our created genius is our true self, and all our experiences are merely reflections of the degree of our acceptance of this identification with the divine presence. Wake up. Get up. Life awaits your special gifts and talents, your unique brand of spiritual awareness. Life withholds nothing, so why should we? You have to do life. You can't sit on the sidelines. Participation is key. So show up and get in the game. You make a mistake, try again. You fall down, get up and go again. You lose your way, get a mentor, a teacher, get a flashlight, and keep going. Everything up until now has been preparing you for now. And everything from now on is preparing your next step and your next step ad infinitum. Say with me, I walk calmly through life, knowing I am enveloped in the divine presence. I am a distributor of God's power. I trust in the dawn. And so it is. Namaste. Thank you so much. And now we have a special treat for you. I'd like to introduce Dr. Lilith Nelson, who is going to bless us with her beautiful rendition of a song that was written by Maestro Noel Dexter. It's one of his signature pieces, One Thing Lead to Another.
Me never come off any high table. Me trust the Lord and me learn how to pray. And me work hard as me is able. And just do good to me neighbor each day. Me start out life with little buying and selling. It grows so fast, oh Lord, it couldn't stop. And from that small and humble beginning, I move right up to own my own shop. One thing lead to another, so when faith and courage is gone, me just look over my shoulder, see where me coming from, and I find the strength to press on. The shop it stretch and take in the post office, and the shopkeeper turn postmistress me dear. And very soon I became the choir mistress and lead the choir singing loud and clear. I soon was lending money like a banker to even those who don't call me them friend. But I just love them and praise my Savior, who bless me that I have money feeling. One thing lead to another, so when faith and courage is gone, me just look over my shoulder, see where me coming from, and I find the strength to press on. And all the blessings that reach me, I share them. The shop back turned into a big Jamal class. And from shopkeeper, postmistress, and banker, I am the teacher, I'm moving up fast. Believe me, one thing lead to another, and it is plain for uno to see. For I am very, very proud to tell you that last week I was made a JP. One thing lead to another, so when faith and courage is gone, me just look over my shoulder, see where me coming from, and I find the strength to press on. So I am happy, I am never complaining. For when life open up before me a door, I just thank God as I try to pass through it, for that Lord lead me to many more. So day by day may this a spread out and prosper, right here upon this very spot. And I just thank God for his guidance, and I thank him for all that I got. One thing lead to another, so when faith and courage is gone, me just look over my shoulder, see where me coming from, and I find the strength to press on. Everybody join with me now. One thing lead to another, so when faith and courage is gone, me just look over my shoulder, see where me coming from, and I find the strength to press on.
Thank you, Lily. Thank you. See, when life throws you a curveball, look where you're coming from and where you reach, right? Look over my shoulder, see where I'm coming from, and I find the strength to press on. Wake up. And now, would you please join me in the prayer of Jamaica, which is found on the flyer in the program. Together. The radiant light of God's love is now flowing through us and from us to everything and everyone it touches. The eternal light of God's love now completely fills, covers, and surrounds our island Jamaica. The glowing intensity of the light of God's love now interpenetrates and awakens within the hearts and minds of our countrymen and women the truths of life which set free. The light of God's love is growing and glowing in intensity in the hearts and minds of mankind everywhere. Love, health, harmony, goodwill, peace, uprightness, integrity, joy, prosperity, kindness, and our oneness under God are now established. And so it is. And before you leave, would you please take your love offerings in your hands and repeat the love offering blessing that is found on the envelope. And you at home do the same. Lovingly I give, joyfully I receive. Be thou fruitful, increase and multiply. Bless, prosper, and enrich everyone whom you touch, and replenish all of my financial affairs. Thank you, Father. And so it is. And please leave them in the baskets on either side of the podium as you leave the sanctuary today. So we will now close with an affirmative prayer and then the singing of our peace song. As we breathe in the essence of this moment, we give thanks. We give thanks for the opportunity to be here and to breathe as one, to breathe in the freshness of the air and the essence of life itself. We acknowledge that right where we are, the presence of God is present in us, as us, fully active and powerful. It is a healing presence. It is a joyful presence. It is an intelligent presence. And it is this presence that guides our every step. So as we go from this place this morning, we know that we go as beauty, as joy, as love, as intelligence, so that we never make a step wrong. We allow ourselves to be guided into pathways of peace and integrity and hope. I give thanks for this knowing, and I release these words now into that infinite law, knowing that they are already fulfilled as spoken. I give thanks that this is no so, and so it is. Let us now sing our peace song, and we'll be singing, Yes, There Is Light on Earth.
Yes, there is light on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is light on earth, the light that was meant to be, with God as our power, family all are we. Yes, we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, light begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every step I take, yes, this is my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in light eternally. Yes, there is light on earth, and yes, it begins with me.
Namaste. And please remember to join Reverend John this morning at 10:30 for Discovery. Thank you so much.